Mavericks beat the Cavaliers tonight, 102-95 without Dirk Nowitzki. They said it couldn't be done. Well, I said it could be done. Now, that doesn't mean we're a better team without Dirk. Don't get me wrong, but tonight we were the better team. 20-8 now, second place in the Western Conference, above the Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns, but right below the Lakers. This is by far the most impressive win of the season because we got it done on the defensive end again, and we stepped up. Everybody stepped up tonight. There were six players that were in double figures. The two people that stand out the most though, besides the guys who always contribute like Jason Terry, Jason Kidd, who had 11 assists and 10 points. Tim Thomas was terrific. 22 points off the bench. He hit some big shots down the stretch. Another guy, Drew Gooden, he's been struggling a lot as of late. Turned the ball over, missing point blank shots. He didn't do that tonight. Uh, he was great. And he couldn't have picked a better game to come out of a slump than that one. So, a great win tonight, and it's against a perennial NBA team. LeBron James was terrific again. He always is. I mean, there's not a whole lot he can't do. He's a not only such an awesome scorer, but he's also a terrific passer. And he was able to get the ball to his players to get tough shots on us. Anderson Varejao was big, with a thorn in our side all night. Just a terrific energy player. Delonte West was another great. He had a great effort tonight. He was on my fantasy basketball team last year, and there's a reason why I'm glad he was because of what he can bring to that team. He drives the lane, he can hit big shots, and he's just a thorn in any opponent's side. But luckily, we were able to counter that and get the win. It started with defense. It's been like that all season, really. It's kind of unusual to see that in the Mavs, but they say defense wins championships and offense just wins games. Well, hopefully we can continue that trend. Um, there are two things though that stand out in this game that were kind of unusual. The first thing was at the end of the third quarter, Dirk or not Dirk, he didn't play. LeBron James went up for a shot, got called for an offensive foul, and everyone I guess thought that the quarter had ended when he committed the foul, but no, it wasn't the case. There was point 0.7 left on the clock, so the Mavericks got it back and tried to get off a final shot, didn't go. But the referees took their sweet, and I mean their sweet time trying to figure out what was gonna be the result of that play, and the conclusion was the Mavericks will get it back. And then right after that quarter ended, the fourth quarter began immediately. Immediately, I've never heard of that. I mean, look, obviously quarters have ended, the next one will start, after a timeout, length of a timeout or something. But nah, this quarter started right after the third. I've never seen that before. I don't know if that's against the rules or a new rule, but I don't know. It's one of those unusual things that you see sometimes. But and the other thing was near the end of the game where the Mavericks were hitting some big shots, kind of separating themselves from the Cavs a little bit. I remember the score being 98-93. The Mavericks had the ball. It was about less than a minute, and they sorry, I got the sniffles a little bit. They were wanting to run the clock, I guess, but I remember the Cavs had a foul to give, and for some reason they didn't use it. I mean, they let the Mavs run that clock all the way down to the very end almost, and Jason Terry was able to drive the lane and get a layup with about 2 seconds left on the shot clock. That put the Mavs up seven, and that was pretty much the nail in the coffin. So I don't know. It was kind of weird to see that from an elite NBA team, a legitimate title contender. I guess even the good teams make mistakes every now and then, but luckily it was at the expense of the Mavericks, so because we were able to get the win, and just a terrific win. Everybody, tonight proved, I think, just how deep we are and how talented and how versatile we are on every end of the court. I mean, now, granted, we still made some mistakes in that game. There's a point where we got a pretty big lead, and the Cavaliers started to make their comeback. I mean, they're a great team. They're going to make their comebacks, and we probably should have played some better defense. But the thing we started to get back into the habit of was shooting the ball when not necessarily uh, the shots were falling, and we can't do that all the time. We have to find ways to drive the ball to the basket, draw the foul that way. Now, luckily, it worked in our favor a little bit more tonight. We're able to hit more shots. Josh Howard hit a big three in the corner. Jason Kidd hit another big three, and Tim Thomas was hitting some big threes as well. So, uh, you know, the Mavericks, their confidence is never shaken. Even though the shots don't go down, sometimes they can, pull themselves up and get back on defense and get stops when they need to, and that's what's been the forte of this team so far this season. Because we would not be 20-8 right now if it wasn't for our defense. There's no way. Um, and of course, Dirk Nowitzki. General's only as strong as his army, right? Even with the general down tonight, everybody, the army stepped up and was very impressive. And so again, big win tonight over the Cavs. Um, our next opponent is the Portland Trailblazers, and they're a really great team also. Well, maybe not great yet, but they are a good team, and they have to be contended with. Brandon Roy, one of those guys who's a multiple-time All-Star. He can do so many things on the court, and it's very dangerous. Rudy Fernandez is another guy who can light it up from the outside, and he's very athletic. LaMarcus Aldridge can get rebounds and cause fits for the opponent. Another guy that I saw the other night when the Blazers played the Suns, uh, guy that didn't get a whole lot of playing time last year, and I really didn't hear the guy. But if he doesn't get more playing time, then there's going to be something wrong there. And I'll talk about Jared Bayless. He was terrific against the Suns, and the Mavericks. If he does get playing time against the Mavericks, they need to watch out for this guy. They need to, step up the defense on him as well as everybody else. Don't just limit it to one person. Um, I didn't see the Rockets game. I didn't. Obviously, I know we lost the game. I didn't see it. But when I saw that Dirk Nowitzki at one point only played 10 minutes and had 10 points, I thought, nah, something's wrong. Uh, I found out he got hurt, but I didn't know how it was. I was just hoping that it wasn't, you know, for a long period of time because that's one guy we cannot afford to lose. Because even though we beat the Cavs tonight, we're still uh, a much, much, much more dangerous team with Dirk Nowitzki in that lineup. We are not a better team with him without him. There's no question about it. But when I heard how he got hurt, it made me kind of turn my stomach in two a little bit because it was and for those of you that haven't heard about it, it was a collision with the Houston Rockets player Carl Landry, and his elbow basically met his mouth, and Landry, four or five of his teeth were uh, damaged and cracked or whatever. And when Dirk Nowitzki, got the X-ray later on his elbow, some of those teeth were found in his elbow. That's gotta be quite a mighty collision for something like that to happen. And when I heard about it, I was just like, ugh, nah, no thank you. I'll pass on that. But he tried to give it a go tonight, but the elbow was still giving him fits, so it was smart for him not to play tonight. And I knew we could have, I knew we could win this game with him out. Even though the Cavs, are one of those teams, but the Mavs are right with them. They're right with the Lakers. The Mavs can compete with anybody in this league, and they proved that tonight. So it was a great win tonight. Hopefully we can beat the Blazers and just keep this streak going. And a win like this, without the your star player, is a tremendous confidence booster. And we just got to keep that momentum rolling into Portland and defeat the Blazers. Anyway, that's it for now. Hopefully, Dirk will be back real soon because we're gonna need him down the stretch going into the new year. And speaking of the new year, I cannot believe it's 5 days until Christmas. That's amazing. Um, but we all got an early Christmas present tonight. Mavericks beat the Cavs 102-95. Keep it up, Mavs. Keep doing what you're doing. And great job tonight. See everybody later. Go Mavs.